Hello everyone. In this particular video, I am going to talk about one of the Upanishads in Hinduism, which is called the Chandogya Upanishad. Before we proceed in this video, if you are a person who is not interested about Hinduism or Upanishads, then you don't have to watch this video. The Chandogya Upanishad is considered to be one of the most prominent among the major groups of philosophical and mystical texts. We know that something else also are very prominent, like Brahma Sutras, Bhagavad Gita's, and then comes the Upanishads as well as part of that. There are Vedas in our religion. And why do we need these Upanishads? What are they trying to teach? Vedas actually, they are recognized as the primary source of the divine inspiration, but they doesn't clearly give us the actual intention or the message. The message is being given in Upanishads. Vedas contain lot of knowledges, like variety of knowledge. Like for example, Hadideva is a knowledge of the transcendent, which is the divinity. Adibhuta, which is the knowledge of created universe. And then comes the Adi Atma. Adi Atma is the main thing which Chandogya Upanishad is going to explain. It is a knowledge of the deepest subjective consciousness. And the next one is Adi Yajna. It is the knowledge in field of action and sacrifice. And the last one is Adi Dharma, which is the knowledge of function of law and order. So, the Adi Atma, which I was talking about, knowledge about the deepest subjective consciousness, isn't it? In true sense, it's involvement of ourself in the objective universe. We don't understand how we are connected. We think that we come here, we live here, we go. We came from somewhere, we don't know. We are going to go somewhere, we don't know. But how are we connected to this universe? That is clearly explained in the Chandogya Upanishad. So, we can't say that we are here just by ourselves. There are a lot of factors which governs for this particular entity to exist in this place. And our thoughts, they play a major role as well. Because thinking becomes action. Our action also does create disturbances in the universe. For past 5 years, people who have sent me emails regarding I wanted to do, what should I do, like in spiritual progress. Do I need to consider who am I? Do I need to just sit, close my eyes and meditate, trying to find this, who is this I, the ego? For those people, I have already responded 4 5 years back itself, telling that first understand how we are connected to the universe. What is this entity doing? How it is connected? And this is what is explained clearly in Chandogya Upanishad. So, the philosophy of Upanishads is that it is an ignorance of the way in which the universe works that binds the individual to the samsara. The ignorance of the way in which it works, which the universe works. Because we are still ignorant, we don't know how the universe works. So we don't know what is the connection between us and this universe. And that is what binds the individual to the samsara, the series of births and deaths. Our sorrows are, in a way, created by our own self because they flow as a consequence of not abiding by the law of universe. We are so ignorant that we think that a child is being born from the womb of the mother. We know only that much. But this is the least type of knowledge that one can have about the birth of a child. The child is not pushed out all of a sudden as if by magic. There is a tremendous process that has taken place throughout the cosmos. All the officials of the universe are active in the production of this baby. The whole universe vibrates. It's very difficult to understand. It's very, very difficult to understand. And the Upanishads tells us this secret of this cosmic interconnection. So, in this video, we will see a particular method how to understand this. How can we get connected? Because we need to question. Otherwise, we keep coming, we keep going, and there is something which doesn't happen as per our wish. And why should it happen? And what is controlling that? And how it happens? How can one be free from this? All these questions can come only we understand the process which I am going to tell you now, the thought process. This is very, very important. This is from Chandogya Upanishad. We all know that every phenomena in this world is controlled by sun shining in the sky. This also does not need much explanation. Everyone knows. Sometimes it looks that even our very existence itself is regulated by the presence of the sun. We all agree. Our life and activity here as a cause, we may say that the sun is the cause of life on earth. Yes, but who is the cause of sun? The sun is also an effect of certain factors, isn't it? We may call them astronomical or some other factors which influence, which happened. But there is something which created that sun. So, there has to be naturally something vibrating behind. That vibration is precedent and what we call the manifestation of even the casual conditions in the world. Vibrations are created by thoughts. As per our humans, we create vibrations. Very confusing. Let us say, for example, if there is no rain for a long time, or if it is raining somewhere, we say that if there is no rain, we say there is these days people are very bad. That's why there is no rainfall. And if it rains somewhere, we say that at least there are some good people there, and that's why it rains. What is the connection between rainfall and the goodness or badness of the people? Did anyone thought like that? Practically, it is very difficult to understand the connection. But the connection becomes obvious when we realize that thoughts and modes of living are vibrations that we set up around us. Our vibrations control us. Our vibrations disturb others. Our vibrations can create tremendous changes in universe, in cosmos. When we think, let us say when we think, it is not some isolated process which is happening only to you. When we think, we do not think inside our skull. It is a vibration that we create in us. And the vibration of a person is not merely to the physical body. It goes out like a aura, the biomagnetic energy, to a certain distance from body to body. The distance which the aura takes to travel is dependent on the intensity of the aura or the intensity of the thoughts. This is the principle behind the advice that we must have the company of good people and not of bad people. Because vibration interact. We can be influenced by the atmosphere around us. There is a vibration that is generated within every person whenever a thought occurs. Whenever someone thinks, whenever we think something, whenever we feel something deeply, even when we speak something, there is a vibration generated because we don't speak without thinking. There is a thought behind every action or speech. Naturally, if we take this into consideration, the cumulative effect of the vibration produced by all individuals in the world can, can create vibration in the cosmos. We can even obstruct their movements. We can impede their activities. We can interfere with their natural way of working. We can do that by thoughts. And this is what I used to tell during Mauna Varada. I wanted people to do Mauna as a group rather than doing individual. That is why I invite a lot of people to do that on a particular day. Because the thoughts, the vibration can create good for the universe. At the same time, if it was a bad intention, then it can destroy the universe as well. Based on this concept of the relationship with the activity of the nature outside, that's why we need to be very careful that we should not go against nature. Let us say there is a fire and you are pouring a ghee into that. The fire is going to burn more, isn't it? So it depends on what was poured in it. If we pour water, the fire is gone. So this is the karma what we are talking. If we do good things now, you're going to be blessed in future. If you do bad things now, then you're going to be cursed in the future. You have the choice. You have the choice. You can do good or you can do bad. It's up to you. But whatever is being poured in the fire, that is what is going to help us or help the fire. So, if we coordinate ourselves and cooperate with the activity of nature, that is called a yajna by itself. It's like a tapas, leading a life with following morals. But if we interfere with it and adversely affect its normal function, it will also set up a reaction of a similar character. Then we would be the losers. So, thoughts plays a major role. And this is not, I'm not telling from myself this one. This is about from the Chandogya Upanishad. So, try to first purify your thought. There are a lot of things which we can understand when the thought is very pure. It's very difficult, but we have to achieve it somehow. So, in the next section or in the next video, I'm going to tell a story which is there in Chandogya Upanishad. It goes like this. A, a guy called a Brahmin student called Swetaketu. He is well educated. He has gone to Gurukul, he has studied a lot, he got all the information, and now he is very, very proud that he has read everything. So what he does is, he goes to a lot of learned people's courts and he challenges them. So with whatever knowledge he has, people do agree and accept that he is very knowledgeable. But he still thinks that that ego is there. So what happened is he once went to a king. The king's name is Pravana Jaivali. He is a very noble emperor. The moment boy arrived at his court, he invited him and he gave him due respect. And then the king put a question to this boy. He asked, "Are you well educated? Have you studied? Is your education complete? As your father instructed you?" And the boy said, "Yes, my education is over and I am well read." Then now the king poses 5 questions to him. And I'm going to ask the question now and I'm going to explain the answers only in the next video. The first question was, do you know where people go after they depart from this world? That is, when people die, where do they go? Do you know the answer to this question, my dear boy? The boy said, "I don't know. I can't answer this question." Then the king asked another question. Do you know where from people come when they are reborn into this world? The boy said, I don't know this also. Then the third question. Do you know or have you have any idea of the path along which the soul either ascends or descends? Actually, it's called one. The ascent is called Devayana and the descent is called Pitriyana. He asked this question, and the boy says, "I do not know the answer to this question also." And then the fourth question. Why is it that the world is not filled with people and overflowing? Always the world is able to contain people and it is never flooded with them. What's the reason? And again the boy has to say, this too I do not know. Then the king said, why did you say that you are instructed and well read? How is it possible for one to regard oneself? Yes, very challenging questions, isn't it? Can we answer it? We also can't answer it. So, these sort of questions, clarifications, and the true knowledge which is invisible is all there in Chandogya Upanishad. The answer for these questions, what the king replied, I'm going to explain that in the next video. It may be a video after 2 or 3 weeks because I am too busy. So till that time, try to find out the answers and please do take care.